Okay, I was dreaming swimming, okay? Swimming? Oh God, it's so hot. In a pool, in a river, in a dirty river, in a river, which wasn't so dirty. After all, it was just strange. And it was kind of illogical, frankly speaking. And it was kind of also really dangerous, frankly speaking. Why? Because it was in the mountains where I grew up, nearby. Maybe the Tyrolean side versus the Vorarlbergian side, or one of those sides that are cultured, whatever F that means. Culture means like urban, huge. And anyhow, it was a stream that was dangerous. And there was a current. And not only that, there were cliffs and, waterfalls, it's called. Also, turbines. There was the industry that produces hydroelectrical energy. And I was swimming in there and I was supposed to know where is what in order not to be sucked up into a machine that makes out of you, the equivalent of when you take a goldfish and you put it in a blender. Or any little fish and you put it in a blender. Meaning, you're just gone, become dirt, soup, disposable. Hence, the proposition wasn't the best, but also the quality of the water was kind of insane because it was kind of similar to these guys with the penis. I have to admit, it was very funny to see the guy with the penis, and then I remember I did it before. I wanted to show it, and I thought it's kind of funny. I mean, it's kind of relaxing to have cold feet and stand in that hand position, in that what? In that water. And collect all the shit. It was really interesting. I have to say, the shit was interesting. Because it's a kind of a yoga position, believe it or not. Hanging over. Except his ending was strange. He was kind of a homeless, and his mind was really meshuggah. Or not. Hard to say, but definitely fringe. Definitely somebody who couldn't let go that world where he is in. And the world where he's in and where he functions is the one of the military, and he obviously lacks he lacks the controlled mind of a writer who is able to articulate particularly the points of his employment and the shortcomings and whatever you have there, and definitely I need to take now afterwards this like shower and get really into the pond. I mean, the pond means in this case the shower. And today is Saturday and I stay at home in a pain because I always am confronted with a similar question, namely, how and should I get out of the art world? I mean, there's no way I can do this. So I am myself in the art world, like this guy is in the military. Yeah? So all my life I did nothing but basically narrate, make art. So one more time, this I really consider this art, okay? Believe it or not, and it's utilitarian, on top of it, because I put it on YouTube. People can see it. As my instinct is also to be a good father. A good father means like I point out to my more and more adult becoming children to see how their daddy feels, what he's doing, how he spends his time with, and he can see the shit on his iPad and see what kind of strange people that he meets, and and narrates in certain ways what happens to him and how he suffers from not post-traumatic stress, but call it post-traumatic stress, but not the one from the front, but the one from the fact that my beloved ones, my Edgar and Isadora, are taken away from me, simply snapped, by a woman who does have a military mind, who does have a gun license, who does have John Jay as an educational background, who is so hardcore, who explain me. She just makes it up, she told me. She has a way to get everything, she said, because she needs security. She needs security, she said, and she will just make it up. Repeatedly, she said that. And I think I have it also on tape, audio tape. Kind of won in court. I won in court when it came to the criminal accusation, because that was really disgusting, where I was even accused to have beaten children. And the children, that's kind of a good test. Just ask the children, did I really beat you? And no, Edgar was not threatened for me, was not beaten by me, was never beaten by me. He might have maybe accidentally fallen down. He might have, in some strange swinging him around in the air out of love, maybe gotten, by whatever reason, some scarf or something that is not intentional, okay? In court, intentionality is everything. Intentional is the difference between guilty and not guilty, murder, first degree, second degree, whatever, accidental. Occurrence and intention. But I tell you one thing, nor did I ever, nor would I ever beat a woman. But women beat me, women beat the shit out of me and threatened me and clearly told me intentionally they're gonna kill me. Intentionality is what counts, an expression of that intentionality counts, and that I had on record. And not only did I have that on record, I could prove, we could prove who was here lying, and who was here beating, and who was here aggressive, and who isn't that. One day, people, I put this video up. I only tell the truth, okay? And whoever the other person was, forget about it. You don't need to know their name. Now we have yesterday the situation where I met somebody. Very curious whether I'm gonna get on that mailing list for that invitation to where that DJ for that huge part is gonna play. And I don't know who's coming. If I get on that mailing list, I'll definitely will be writing, reporting on it, definitely. And I go as a friend on top of it, okay? And I am considering these films art. And I have an interest in those films because that is Habermas, is an interest. Knowledge, that is also for me a sketchbook, and the origin of that narrative circle, that loop, that dream that seems to repeat, that way of recording dreams, because I just woke up. I woke up in order to feel compelled, nearly driven, compelled to assess my world, my options. The reason why I need to also document as an artist my life, because I'm still, people ask me recently, what's your sign? And I say Waage, balance, in English, in German. People keep asking me this. And I have a record also of who I meet, when, maybe also why. Maybe it's also that I want to document New York City. And I consider myself healthy, not insane, even though the mother of the children, Romana Rosipalova, calls me insane, which is disgusting because I am not a homeless, even though I fight a considerably complicated fight. Over what? Because yesterday, in a conversation with these people, particular one guy, I was very impressed by his size and his stature. He's definitely well feeling and well beating, and his way how he takes and how he projects power and how he is totally in charge of his portemonnaie. I mean, he kind of looks like he has a lot of money in his pocket, and behind him alone, he looks down on the world. I mean, it was on top of it in Tribeca. So already everything is concerning perspectives is just slightly more upscale. I mean, just that, just a fact, and given on top of his great designer glasses and his incredible appearance, definitely not authority. And I don't want to say that I'm not an authority in whatever I command, in my world of time, space, knowledge continuum. That's another way to phrase it. Experience, by the way. And I have no claims to be a writer, in a traditional sense. But one day, if there is somebody who wants to definitely study the world of Rangatana, go ahead. It's all out there. Go for it. Just go for it. Look it up. Write about it. I mean, now, do I want to go on this walk in the, you know what I mean, walking a walk where I would meet constantly people I know, like the art world in its most concentrated form, even maybe more concentrated than in Tribeca or all Tribeca, like every dealer or many of them, or an entire horde of particular journalists and who is who in the world of fashion and art reporting. Well, I mean, that's kind of that promenade in the middle of summer. It's not everybody goes to the Hamptons, and some just fly in for that shit. Or not, who cares? Or not, but after last year cancelled because of COVID, so after 2 years, not the art world, not really congregating, assembling, celebrating, well, the world in its its most concentrated form of expressive demonstration of a segment, a tiny, tiny segment of, the 1%ers, maybe even a bit less percent. I mean, that is stunningly, I would say, appealing. A walk just to see a slice of the pie, because food ad nauseam, sushi ad nauseam, and kind of that's how I remember it. Fish ad nauseam, banquets ad nauseam. It is definitely the world of contemporary emperors, contemporary kings, contemporary courts, definitely the court, how the court invites a la table, the court, but opposite to, literally opposite to then and now. At the time, everybody knew how the emperor looks. But today, not so clearly, not so obvious, not at all so obvious. But those stunning curators, they are known, and definitely, I mean, that crowd from yesterday, I saw, oh my God, definitely known, and I mean, where they went, now comes the test, comes the hangover, comes the morning, comes, well, comes more of the same. Well, curious whether people follow through on their promises. That's kind of interesting. Whether I'll be able to maintain well, to maintain consistent conversation, with somebody who not just promises things into the ether. Because these guys live in Los Angeles, not here. They just visited. And then how many people have I met? And tomorrow is a day where I go. Definitely see some people I met the other day who are here, who want me to come see them, and I go. So I haven't forgotten that. And then I met other illustrious people, writers and stuff I know for a long time, and we know quite well. And I always wonder, why are they so nice on openings when I meet them, and why do they never call back or reply or anything? Why are they so blasé? Why are interested to go for a walk or go for a bike ride, in particular when they're living even next door. This is for me some kind of mysterious thing. And take, for example, the name of Karen, who lives literally just a few blocks from here. Obviously take also Mr. The guy Udo Rondignoni, who has his studio nearby, so wealthy, and my fabulous friends, who the architects who do all these houses, who just constantly can use these houses of the very, just call them wealthy, but also just call them friends of wealthy people, constantly visiting friends. And then I could ask also some of my wealthy friends who said, just come visit us. Been known for so long. Who follow me even and like me on my Instagram or not. I mean, many people don't do it anymore, which is totally fine. Anyway, I always wonder what I do wrong. But I think narrating this dream is a form of, keeping a record, like a diary, who I met. I don't want to switch the app because you can corroborate it's called. You can corroborate that name by simply going. I write more notes now because I think when I wrote her name into that supposedly famous DJ, well, it's interesting because this was such a name-dropping affair. I kind of thought I could find more on the internet about her, because this was such a name drop bonanza yesterday with that LA DJ, and it's all film. And was she now in those films or not? Are they now making these films or not? And anyway, my world is very simple. There is one of pennies and dollars and dealing with legal responsibilities. Because he said when he comes to court at the internment, he was beaten up. He encouraged me to really file a lawsuit. I really want to do it next week. I'm gonna do it, but believe it or not, I'm supposed to have a date with the Con Edison people, so I'm not paying an extra $100 a month for a meter I should have installed. And I'm also dealing with rental issues. And that is actually another damned fucking business I have next to my business as an artist to paint. So I need to constantly be in this disgusting business of judging people, to trust and not to trust. Hence, constantly some kind of a business going on. Discussing issues about money and invoices and, constantly waiting for the point where I can just like sell it and enjoy the time, not dealing with, basically, ideally speaking, leaving it more and more empty, stupid place, or no really trustfully people who come and stay here and feel well and are like friends, and I have a friend here actually. I do. But then even that friend is kind of blasé. Not that I see him too often, I can see him often, but he has very seldom time. So basically I could even, no, I'm not gonna do that, but let me know. Contact the guy after this video and ask him to have my name put on the stupid bus, because that's a really nice afternoon. It's an entire full day of fake a la table, it's called a la table, of